The shocking truth behind Amy Slaton's rise and fall on 1000 Lbsisters is finally exposed. TLC has permanently banned Amy after a devastating drug relapse, sending shockwaves through fans, family, and the reality TV world. What really happened behind the cameras? And is this the end of her career? Stay tuned as we uncover every shocking detail of this explosive scandal. The world of reality television is no stranger to drama, but few stories have shaken audiences and insiders alike as profoundly as the latest developments surrounding Amy Slaton of TLC's 1000 Lbsisters. In a shocking turn of events, sources close to the network reveal that Amy has been permanently banned from TLC following a devastating drug relapse, an incident insiders describe as both alarming and career-ending. For nearly a decade, viewers have followed Amy and her sister Tammy Slaton as they navigated the challenges of weight loss, family dynamics, and the unrelenting scrutiny of fame. Amy, in particular, has been a polarizing figure, outspoken, determined, and unapologetically herself. Her journey, from her early days on 1000 Lbsisters to her highly publicized weight loss surgeries, has inspired millions. But behind the cameras, sources reveal a darker, more complicated story that ultimately led to her unprecedented ban. Amy Slaton's rise and public persona? Amy first captured the public's attention in 2019 when 1000 Lbsisters premiered. Unlike many reality stars, she wore her vulnerabilities on her sleeve. From candidly discussing her struggles with obesity to detailing her complicated family relationships, Amy quickly became one of TLC's most watched personalities. Her fans celebrated her authenticity, seeing a relatable figure in someone who wasn't afraid to confront personal struggles head-on. Over the years, Amy's life became increasingly intertwined with public scrutiny. She shared her weight loss surgeries, her relationship milestones, and her sisterly bond with Tammy, often posting unfiltered content on social media. Yet, as fans cheered for her successes, few knew the extent of the challenges Amy faced behind closed doors. Insiders now reveal that a history of addiction, including prescription medication misuse, had long been a silent undercurrent in her life, a current that would soon crash violently into the spotlight. The relapse, a timeline of turmoil. According to confidential sources familiar with the situation, Amy's relapse did not happen overnight. It was a gradual descent that unfolded over months, involving both prescription and illegal substances. While the specifics are sensitive, multiple insiders confirm that the relapse was significant enough to alarm family members, friends, and TLC executives alike. Reports indicate that Amy initially attempted to manage her struggles privately. Family members allegedly intervened multiple times, offering support and encouraging professional help. However, sources say that the relapse escalated rapidly, ultimately prompting emergency calls to TLC's corporate offices. A leaked internal memo, obtained exclusively by our investigative team, outlines TLC's initial response. Amy Slaton has exhibited behavior inconsistent with our network standards. Immediate action is required to assess potential risk to the network, its audience, and legal liability. This memo, dated just weeks before the public revelation, reveals the network's growing concern and its cautious approach before taking the drastic step of issuing a permanent ban. TLC's investigation and decision. Insiders describe a series of tense meetings between TLC executives, legal advisors, and Amy's representatives. According to sources, these discussions were meticulous, focusing not only on the relapse itself, but also on the potential ramifications of continuing to feature Amy on their programs. Legal analysts suggest that networks are acutely aware of the liability associated with featuring individuals struggling with addiction. A reality show isn't just entertainment, it's a broadcast product, says attorney Daniel Rosenthal, who specializes in media law. If a star engages in illegal activity or behavior that endangers themselves or others, the network can be held accountable, particularly if it airs content knowing these risks exist. The investigation reportedly included reviewing recent filming, social media posts, and private communications to confirm the relapse. It wasn't just hearsay, says a source close to TLC. They had documented proof that this was serious. Once that became clear, a permanent ban was the only viable option. The network's perspective. While fans may see the decision as harsh, insiders say TLC approached the matter with both caution and concern. The network has a history of supporting stars through personal crises, offering counseling and rehabilitation programs when appropriate. However, this case, according to sources, was different. The network's priority is the safety of its audience and the integrity of its programming, one insider explains. They tried to work with Amy, but the relapse involved factors that crossed ethical and legal boundaries. Continuing to feature her could have caused irreparable damage to the brand. This decision marks a stark contrast to TLC's previous approach with other stars. Historically, the network has allowed cast members to navigate personal struggles on screen, often turning moments of crisis into compelling storytelling. Amy's situation, however, reportedly presented risks that even TLC could not manage on camera. Fan reactions and public outcry. The news of Amy's ban has sparked an immediate and intense reaction on social media. Fans are divided. Some express deep concern for Amy's health and well-being, while others criticize the network for what they perceive as a punitive response. Trending hashtags such as #StandWithAmy and #TLCBanShock have dominated Twitter feeds, illustrating the passionate debate surrounding this decision. Several longtime viewers have shared heartfelt messages online. Amy has been through so much. I hope she gets help and comes back stronger. TLC is crossing a line. She's human. People make mistakes. This is heartbreaking. 1,000 Lbsisters won't be the same without her. Meanwhile, insiders suggest that TLC is monitoring the situation closely, aware that public perception could influence both the network's reputation and the future of the franchise. A star at a crossroads. Amy's ban represents not only a professional setback, but also a deeply personal crisis. Sources close to her reveal that she is devastated, grappling with shame and fear for her future. Mental health experts emphasize that relapse is a common part of recovery from addiction, highlighting the importance of timely intervention and support. Dr. Karen Mitchell, a clinical psychologist specializing in addiction, states, "Relapse is not a sign of failure. It's a signal that more support is needed. Amy's situation, while tragic, is not irreparable. With the right intervention, she can regain control of her life and rebuild her personal and professional future." Family dynamics also play a crucial role. Tammy Slaton, Amy's sister and co-star, has reportedly been a source of support throughout this ordeal. However, the emotional toll on the family has been significant, with private arguments and tense interactions emerging behind the cameras. Ethical questions for reality TV. This scandal raises broader questions about the responsibilities of reality TV networks. While the genre thrives on drama and personal struggle, the ethical obligations toward vulnerable cast members remain a contentious issue. Critics argue that networks often profit from the very crises that endanger their stars, creating a complex moral dilemma. Media analyst Jessica Harper observes, "Reality TV blurs the line between entertainment and exploitation. Networks must balance storytelling with genuine concern for the health and safety of their cast. In Amy's case, the line was crossed, and TLC made a decision to protect its brand, but also arguably to safeguard Amy herself." Looking ahead, as part one of this explosive saga concludes, the reality is stark. Amy Slaton's life and career are at a precarious juncture. With TLC's permanent ban in place, the public and the network alike are left to wonder what the next chapter will hold. Will Amy seek the support she needs to overcome this crisis, or has the network effectively closed the door on one of its most recognizable stars? The announcement of Amy Slaton's permanent ban from TLC has sent shockwaves through the reality television world, leaving fans, family members, and industry insiders scrambling to process the fallout. While Part 1 detailed the circumstances leading to the network's unprecedented decision, Part 2 explores the immediate consequences, the behind-the-scenes turmoil, and the broader implications of one of the most shocking scandals in reality TV history. Immediate network response. TLC's decision to ban Amy was reportedly followed by a flurry of internal communications and emergency meetings. According to insiders, executives convened a series of crisis management sessions, reviewing legal implications, audience reactions, and public relations strategies. Confidential memos reveal that the network was acutely aware of the potential media firestorm and planned a carefully coordinated response to mitigate damage. "It was unprecedented," says one anonymous source within TLC. We've had cast members face personal struggles before, but never at this magnitude. The risk of airing content featuring someone actively relapsing was too high. The executives made the call to sever ties immediately. Legal advisors were brought in to assess potential exposure. Media law experts indicate that continuing to film or air content with Amy could have created liabilities, including accusations of negligence or even complicity if her relapse led to harmful behavior on or off camera. From a legal standpoint, TLC essentially had no choice, notes attorney Daniel Rosenthal. They were protecting themselves and their viewers. Family turmoil behind the scenes. Amy's family, particularly her sister Tammy, has been caught in the maelstrom of public scrutiny and personal anguish. Sources reveal that the Slaton family has been navigating an emotional roller coaster since the news broke. Tammy, who has been both co-star and support system for Amy, reportedly experienced a mixture of anger, guilt, and helplessness. Tammy has been beside her sister through everything, a close family friend explains. But this is something beyond what she could fix. The family is heartbroken, frustrated, and scared. The family's private communications indicate heated discussions, with Tammy urging Amy to seek professional help immediately, while Amy reportedly struggled to process the gravity of the ban and its implications. Other family members have attempted to mediate, balancing concern for Amy's health with the reality of TLC's hardline stance. The social media storm. Social media erupted almost immediately following the news. Fans expressed shock, outrage, and concern, with hashtags like #StandWithAmy, #AmySlatonBan, and #TLCScandal trending across multiple platforms. Some commenters criticized TLC, accusing the network of harsh treatment and exploitation, while others defended the network's decision as a necessary step to protect Amy and viewers. Twitter quickly became a battleground of opinions. Amy has been through enough. She deserves help, not a ban. TLC is right. They can't just broadcast someone's drug relapse. I can't believe this. 1,000 Lbsisters won't be the same without Amy. Fan communities have also mobilized to offer support, fundraising for potential rehabilitation programs, and sharing mental health resources. The intensity of the online reaction underscores the profound connection audiences feel to reality TV stars and the influence of social media in shaping public perception. Legal and ethical considerations. Beyond the immediate emotional fallout, the ban has sparked debate among legal and ethical experts. TLC's decision raises critical questions about reality television's responsibility to its stars, particularly when their personal struggles intersect with public entertainment. Reality TV thrives on the personal lives of its cast, explains media ethics scholar Dr. Lisa Montgomery. There's an inherent tension between storytelling and moral responsibility. When a star faces a serious relapse, the network must weigh profitability against ethical obligations. Legal analysts emphasize that airing content involving substance abuse could expose networks to litigation. If Amy had engaged in illegal activity while under contract, or if viewers were influenced by her behavior, TLC could face serious consequences, notes Rosenthal. Preventing this liability is standard risk management in the industry. Critics, however, argue that the network's decision is emblematic of a broader systemic issue. By profiting from the struggles of vulnerable individuals, reality TV networks walk a fine line between storytelling and exploitation. Amy's case has reignited discussions about whether networks adequately support cast members or abandon them when personal crises become inconvenient. The personal toll on Amy. Sources close to Amy paint a picture of a woman grappling with profound shock and guilt, and insiders indicate that Amy is experiencing an emotional collapse, struggling with self-blame and fear about her future. While she has not made a public statement, those close to her describe sleepless nights, heightened anxiety, and moments of despair. She's devastated, a friend confides. Amy never wanted to disappoint anyone. To have this happen, it's like her whole world collapsed overnight. Mental health experts stress that this period is critical for intervention. Dr. Karen Mitchell, a psychologist specializing in addiction, explains, relapse can be incredibly destabilizing emotionally. Amy's response is understandable, but immediate support is crucial. Rehab, therapy, and family involvement are all essential for recovery. Impact on 1,000 Lbsisters. the ramifications extend beyond Amy herself. 1000 Lbsisters, a show that has thrived on the authentic and often raw portrayal of Amy and Tammy's lives, now faces uncertainty. Fans, critics, and advertisers alike are questioning how the show can continue without one of its central figures. Producers reportedly began assessing alternative storylines and potential replacements even before the public announcement. Internal memos suggest discussions about shifting the narrative focus entirely to Tammy or introducing new family members. Yet, insiders acknowledge that replacing Amy would fundamentally alter the dynamics that made the show compelling. Amy is irreplaceable. A source familiar with production notes remarks, her personality, her honesty, her struggles, they were the heart of the series. Losing her changes everything. Celebrity and expert reactions. The fallout has also reached other corners of reality television. Fellow stars and entertainment insiders have weighed in, offering both support and analysis. Reality TV personality Angela DeMora tweeted, "Amy is human. She deserves help, not condemnation. Reality TV should support, not discard." Meanwhile, industry analyst James Corrigan noted, "This ban may set a precedent. Networks are realizing the liability and PR risks of showcasing personal crises. It could change how reality TV handles vulnerable stars." Experts also emphasize the broader societal impact. By publicizing Amy's struggles, the media has sparked conversations about addiction, mental health, and the pressures of fame. While sensationalized coverage can be harmful, it also presents opportunities for awareness and advocacy. The emotional crossroads. At the heart of the fallout is Amy herself, standing at a precarious emotional and professional crossroads. Sources reveal that she has begun exploring treatment options, though the process is fraught with challenges. Family support, legal considerations, and the looming shadow of public scrutiny all complicate her path forward. "Amy is scared but determined," says a family friend. This is a wake-up call. If she can navigate it, there's a chance for recovery, but it's going to be incredibly difficult. Looking ahead. As Part 2 concludes, the story is far from over. The immediate fallout has already reshaped the lives of Amy, her family, and the production team behind 1000 Lbsisters. Social media debates continue to rage, legal and ethical questions loom large, and the public watches with bated breath, waiting for Amy's next move. Part 3 will explore Amy's attempts at recovery, the potential for a career comeback, and the broader cultural impact of the scandal. Experts, insiders, and fans will weigh in as the story reaches its critical climax, providing an unprecedented look at one of the most sensational moments in reality television history. The permanent ban of Amy Slaton from TLC's 1000 Lbsisters has left fans, family, and the reality television industry grappling with a mixture of shock, concern, and curiosity. While Parts 1 and 2 revealed the relapse, the network's decision, and the immediate fallout, Part 3 examines the path forward. Amy's personal recovery, the potential for a television comeback, and the broader implications of one of the most sensational scandals in reality TV history. Amy's first steps toward recovery. Sources close to Amy report that in the weeks following the ban, she began seriously considering professional treatment. Though initially hesitant, insiders say she recognized the severity of the situation and the urgent need for structured support. She realized that this was no longer just about television, it was about her life, a family friend explains. Amy knew she needed help, and she started exploring rehab programs immediately. While the specifics of her treatment are confidential, multiple sources indicate that Amy enrolled in a rehabilitation facility specializing in both addiction and mental health. Family members, particularly Tammy, have reportedly been instrumental in encouraging her to stick with therapy and maintain accountability. Mental health professionals emphasize that the path to recovery is rarely linear. Dr. Karen Mitchell, a clinical psychologist specializing in addiction, notes, "Relapse is often part of the recovery process. The key is intervention and consistent support." Amy is at a critical juncture. Her willingness to seek help is a positive sign, but the journey ahead will require sustained effort. Insiders also note that Amy has engaged in both individual therapy and family counseling, aiming to address not just substance use, but the emotional triggers and family dynamics that contributed to her relapse. Family dynamics in the spotlight. Tammy Slaton has remained Amy's closest ally, but the ordeal has exposed cracks in their relationship as well. According to sources, the sisters have had tense discussions about public appearances, social media activity, and family privacy. While their bond remains strong, navigating the public and personal consequences of the ban has tested their resilience. They've had arguments, of course they have, a family insider says, but ultimately, Tammy is committed to helping Amy rebuild. That's been their focus, survival and recovery, before anything else. Other family members have reportedly been divided, some urging Amy to step away from public life entirely, while others advocate for a careful, strategic return when she is stable. The conflicting advice has added stress, but it also reflects the gravity of the situation. Public perception and social media. The online response to Amy's recovery efforts has been mixed but passionate. Social media continues to be a forum for debate, with fans and critics alike weighing in on Amy's situation. Hashtags like #AimyRecovery and #SupportAmy have emerged, reflecting a segment of her fanbase committed to her rehabilitation. Amy deserves a second chance, tweeted one fan. We've watched her struggle for years. TLC shouldn't define her worth. Conversely, some commentators maintain that the network's decision was justified and argue that Amy must face the consequences of her actions without relying on public sympathy. These polarized reactions highlight the intense scrutiny public figures endure, particularly when personal crises intersect with entertainment. Industry analysts note that public perception can heavily influence both rehabilitation opportunities and career prospects. James Corrigan, a reality television analyst, explains, "Fans are invested in these stars as real people, not just characters on a show. Public support can be crucial for recovery and potential comeback, but missteps or negative media coverage can amplify setbacks." The career implications. With TLC's ban in place, Amy's future in reality television remains uncertain. Sources suggest that some networks and streaming platforms have quietly expressed interest in exploring potential collaborations, contingent upon her recovery and public image rehabilitation. Amy's story is compelling, an entertainment insider says. If she successfully navigates recovery, there could be opportunities to pivot. Maybe a docuseries focused on health and personal growth, or a special highlighting her journey beyond the show. However, insiders emphasize that any return to television would be contingent on strict adherence to treatment and sustained sobriety. The industry is reportedly cautious, wary of reputational risk, while recognizing the audience's strong connection to Amy. In addition to television, some sources speculate that Amy could leverage her personal story for motivational speaking, health advocacy, or digital media content. These avenues could allow her to rebuild her career independently of traditional network constraints. Expert insights on reality TV scandals. Amy's situation has sparked discussions about how reality television handles personal crises. Experts note that this case may redefine network policies and cast expectations. Reality TV thrives on authenticity, but it also has ethical obligations, says Dr. Lisa Montgomery, media ethics scholar. Networks can't ignore addiction or mental health struggles. Amy's ban could set a precedent for how networks balance storytelling with responsibility. Some analysts argue that the scandal exposes systemic pressures inherent in reality television. Cast members often live under constant public scrutiny, with network incentives that may conflict with personal well-being. Amy's case underscores the need for more robust support structures and proactive mental health interventions in the industry. Cultural impact and lessons learned. Beyond television, Amy Slaton's journey resonates on a cultural level. Addiction, relapse, and recovery are universal issues, and the highly public nature of her experience has sparked conversations about stigma, accountability, and support. Media commentator Angela DeMora reflects, "This is bigger than reality TV. Amy's story reminds us that relapse can happen to anyone. The difference is that hers is public, and it forces society to confront difficult questions about judgment, empathy, and second chances." Fan communities have mobilized to provide resources, share recovery advice, and support both Amy and others facing similar struggles. This grassroots response demonstrates the profound influence of reality television personalities on public discourse and mental health awareness. The next chapter for Amy Slaton. As part 3 of this series concludes, Amy stands at a pivotal crossroads. Her path forward is fraught with challenges, yet filled with potential. Sources close to her express cautious optimism. If she continues treatment, rebuilds her support system, and carefully manages public engagement, Amy could emerge stronger, with opportunities for both personal growth and professional resurgence. "This is a turning point," a close friend says. Amy can either let this define her, or she can use it as a foundation for a new chapter, healthier, wiser, and more resilient. While TLC's doors may remain closed, the story of Amy Slaton is far from over. Fans, family, and the media continue to watch, waiting to see whether the reality star will reclaim her narrative and transform a public scandal into a story of recovery, redemption, and reinvention. The 1000 Lbsisters saga serves as a stark reminder of the pressures of fame, the complexities of addiction, and the human capacity for resilience. Amy Slaton's journey, from the highs of television success to the depths of personal crisis, offers lessons in empathy, accountability, and the power of second chances. As the world waits, one thing is clear: Amy Slaton's story, filled with courage, controversy, and transformation, will continue to captivate and inspire long after the cameras stop rolling.